Hello, all of my Honestly newsletter readers. I am coming to you today in video form. Just 'cause, I guess. Actually, when I sat down to write the Honestly newsletter this month, I was struggling a lot and it just didn't feel right and didn't feel authentic and real at all. And so I thought, well, let's do an off-the-cuff video and see if that feels better. So that's why I'm coming to you today in video form. So the question for this month that I have been pondering a lot is, in what ways can you follow the energy in your life and in your work? And this is always a hard question for me because I am one of those people who loves going where the energy is. If you've ever listened to my podcast with Katie Linder, Make Your Way, then you have definitely heard me say the phrase, go where the energy is. I am a big proponent of going where the energy is. I love thinking about how do you get pulled in some interesting and new directions based on just feeling really connected to an idea or a direction in your work. And so that's my big philosophy in work and life. And so for this question, it's sometimes an easy thing, but right now in my life, it's actually kind of difficult. I've been thinking a lot about ebbs and flows and the rhythm of life. So often we talk about work-life balance, and frankly, I think that's kind of a load of BS. I much prefer the idea of thinking about life as happening in rhythms, that we go back and forth. There are times in our lives when we're focused really heavily on our work, and times when we're focused really heavily on our personal lives and things that are happening to us individually in our lives. I think that's fine. I think that's totally natural. Sometimes in my life, I'm more devoted to work. For example, when I was writing my dissertation, it was pretty much all I thought about, all the time. My husband can attest, I was kind of a monster during that time. But then there are other times when I'm a lot more focused on my own personal needs and growth. Over the last year and a half or so, I've been spending a lot of time and energy really kind of going into myself and figuring out how do I make sure that I'm the best version of myself possible so that I can create good stuff and make a business that works for me and for my life. So I'm working really hard to kind of find that natural rhythm of ebb and flow, but I can also really easily get pulled off into a new direction. So sometimes I get pulled off in a new path in work, kind of to the detriment of like actual progress in building a business. It's kind of a thing I do. And sometimes going where the energy is means that I get pulled into working harder and longer than I probably should because I want to, and I'm really excited about the new direction. But as much as that's exciting and great, it's also not sustainable. And sometimes this happens to me personally as well when I'm energized by something, and this is also great, but it tends to pull me away from my career and the directions I want to move in my work, and it's not always beneficial when I'm, trying to build a business. So the challenge I'm facing right now is that I'm currently feeling really energized by some new directions in my work and some new directions in my personal life. But the fact of the matter remains that there's only so much energy to go around, and so I can't follow this whim over this direction and also this whim over this direction. So I'm having a little bit of trouble unpacking which ebb and flow I need to follow right now. Because at the end of the day, I can follow the energy, but I need to do that not at the expense of other areas of my life that need my attention. Because let's face it, if we did only the things we wanted to do and never the things we didn't want to do, no one would ever pay taxes or take out the garbage. So I need to find a ebb and flow, finding out where my energy comes from and where it's going, both where it is going and maybe where it should be going. So I'm currently wrestling with this question of how to devote my resources to the things that I want to devote them to, as well as the things that I need to devote them to. And I'm gonna fail at this a lot, probably, because that's how this life thing works. But then again, I find that the only way to really figure it out is to try something and stumble and fall flat on your face and then kind of get up and dust yourself off and stumble along some more and fall on your face and get up and dust yourself off and try some more. I mean, that's pretty much what life is, right? So what about you? How is that question hitting you this month? In what ways can you follow the energy, and maybe should you divert energy to other areas in your work and life? Let me know. I love hearing back from you all. I get great responses every month to these questions and how they hit you and how you're wrestling with them in your own life, and I love it. I love it. Have I said I love it enough? I love it. Thanks for watching this video. I don't know, it was trying a new thing. Also, I have been really bad about filming lately, and I just needed to rip off the Band-Aid and get back to it. So, you're welcome for this thing that happened. I don't know. But if you like reading, well, I probably should have said this before, but if you like reading the posts, I do have a link to the text of this video, long and rambly as it is. So if that's more your thing, that will be available as well. Probably should have said that at the beginning of the video. That would have been smart. I'm a little rusty, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you. You will read me next time. I don't know how these things should end. It's what I got.